I'm going to show you various of defense against wrist holds. There are so many of them. I will show you step by step how to do it.
As the assailant grabs his wrist, Master Han punches, goes underneath elbows, and executes a elbow chop. Watch in slow motion. Very, very important. As he grabs, step out, punch to the solar plexus, follow with an elbow as you turn and go underneath. Now take your opponent down with pressure on the elbow. Now watch again slowly. Try and follow along. When you're grabbed by the wrist, step forward, execute a punch to the solar plexus. Grab his hand with your other hand, turn elbow, and apply pressure with the open hand to his elbow as you take him down. An excellent self-defense technique. Of course, the punch will shock the opponent, weaken his grip, take his hand away, follow elbow to the ribs. Now you have full control of the opponent as you apply pressure to his elbow. Again in slow motion. Timing is everything. Strike, turn underneath, elbow, take him down. Notice the strong grip of his wrist and pressure on the elbow. An excellent self-defense technique against the wrist hold.
I'm going to use defense against wrist hold with finger against wrist pressure points there. Pull in, grab from underneath, press into the wrist.
Now this second technique of purple belt self-defense is excellent for escaping the wrist hold. Turn your hand up. This weakens his grip. With your left hand, grab his palm from underneath. Now step around, twisting his wrist and taking him to the ground. Take a strong stance as you step for leverage. Notice how you're pushing down on his hand. Again, in slow motion, pay attention. Turn your palm up. It breaks his grip. With your left hand, reach around, grab his palm from underneath. Turn your right hand down, stepping out, applying the wrist hold, and the pressure and pain to the wrist will drop him to the ground. Very painful technique. Now pay attention and watch carefully. Turn the palm up. This weakens and breaks his grip. It enables you to grab his hand and control his hand. Stepping around, and the pain is too much to bear as he falls to the ground. It's a very deceptive move. Look how simple the movement turns up. That's what breaks the grip. Take control of his wrist, take him down.
Well, this time also defense against wrist holds. Instead of using finger, I'm using wrist bone against his wrist bone.
Pay close attention to this technique. Again, as in number 3, turn your palm up to break the grip. Secure his hand with your left, come around with your right hand open, and apply pressure to the wrist joint. Let's watch it again. As the assailant grabs, turn the palm up, weakening his hold. Reach around with your left hand, grabbing. Step around. Apply pressure upward with your right hand and downward with your left on the wrist. Look at it closely. Reach around, similar to the prior technique. But this time, with your right hand, come underneath with your hand open, using your right hand as leverage, which causes tremendous pain on the wrist. Now, executing it quickly, you create the throw. He cannot resist being thrown, or his hand will break immediately. Follow along with Grandmaster Han, who is personally teaching you Hapkido techniques. This is the first time he is sharing his devastating techniques with the public. You are very fortunate. Quickly, the force and momentum of the wrist lock, and of course the pain it generates, sends the opponent into a fall, and you have full control over the attacker. Watch again.
Well, I'm going to show you how to attack opponent with my upper arm. Step by step here. First, grab with both hands like so. Then step in with my upper arm, attack behind his elbow. Then out.
In this technique, it is very important to control your opponent with the wrist hold as you step forward, driving your right shoulder into his elbow joint, which causes tremendous pain and sends him flying. The technique here is to break his grip. Turn your right hand up, gain control of his palm with your left, step forward. With the momentum of your step, you drive your shoulder into his arm. This creates the momentum for the throw. Very deceptive, quick move. In this technique, you're actually destroying the arm, probably breaking the arm on contact as you send him away from you, putting you in a safe zone. This technique creates tremendous momentum and force. He must go with the strike or pay the consequences.
Well, this time I'm going to attack his behind elbow with my knee.
Now watch carefully. In this technique, you're weakening the grip by reversing the hold. Grab his wrist, Bring your knee up high, come down on the elbow, and hold securely with your left and right hand. Watch it again carefully. As he grabs, reverse the grip, secure his wrist, applying the wrist hold, using your knee for leverage, come down on his elbow. Very painful. This is a technique your opponent will not suspect. Control his wrist. Turn slightly, step around with your knee up high, coming down on his arm. The two pain points are his wrist and his elbow. Be very careful when practicing with your partner. Execute caution.
Well, this time I'm going to lock his arm behind him. Show you step by step.
Grandmaster Han lifts his left arm out, breaking the grip, strikes to the midsection, controls the arm with both hands, comes around underneath, and applies a arm lock to the back, completely controlling the opponent. Watch carefully. As he grabs, he brings his left hand up, breaking the grip, strikes to the midsection with his right hand, steps around underneath, creating momentum, confusing the opponent, controlling him from behind, and applying the wrist hold and arm lock at the same time to the opponent's back. Step around. As you can see, he immediately reacts with the punch and wrist hold. Now the punch will shock the opponent, give you time to control his arm with both hands, and apply the wrist lock and arm lock together. Controlling an assailant is very important in a street fight. Strike, arm lock, control.
Well, this time, if someone grab you, I against his palm to use his leverage to throw him backward.
As Grandmaster Han stated, you control the palm of the attacker, applying pressure by pushing his fingers down, supporting the back of his hand with your left, creates tremendous pain, and drive him back with a push. This sends him to the ground. Watch how you break the grip. Turn your hand up against the thumb, breaking the grip, controlling the back of the hand with your left, push down, step forward, and as you do, push against the palm. Now pay attention to the wrist break. Turn your right hand up and then control immediately back on the palm, pushing. Remember to step forward as you drive your opponent back. Push. Very deceptive, effective movement. One of the many beautiful techniques of Hapkido. The art of coordinated power.
Well, this time against his elbow joint and leverage to throw behind me. First, grab against the wrist, then grab his elbow and get down and pull toward me.
This technique requires much skill. Break the wrist grab by turning your palm up, set down in a stance, apply pressure to his elbow with your right hand and flip him over. Flip him to your rear as you set down. Watch carefully, reverse the grip, step forward, apply pressure to the elbow, push down with your left hand, and drive him back as you step back, causing the throw. Pay attention closely now. Reverse the grip, break the thumb. With the wrist broken, you control his wrist with your left hand. Come underneath his elbow with your right palm. Drive him to the back with your momentum. Watch again carefully. You may have to watch the technique many times to comprehend every movement, but you must be patient and practice daily and view the videos every chance you have. Hapkido is a very advanced martial art that takes years of training.
Well, this time I'm going to pull behind his elbow and then strike with my knee. Grab behind his elbow and pull toward me and then strike with the elbow.
This technique is similar to the prior one, but you apply the knee. Break the grip, reverse wrist hold, pressure under his elbow. As he comes forward, instead of the throw, you drive your knee into the chest or head area. Turn your right hand up to break the grip against his thumb. Take your left hand, apply pressure to the elbow as you push down with the right hand. He'll fall forward directly into your knee, striking into the jaw or throat or midsection. This is a very lethal technique. This will certainly stop your assailant. Watch carefully. You reverse, grab his wrist, apply leverage to the elbow. His momentum comes forward directly into a sharp knee attack to the face. An attack very few people could ever recover from.
Well, this time I'm going to show you using wrist joint and elbow joint to throw to the side way. Yeah. Grab his wrist, and then grab his elbow, then twist in, like so.
You'll really enjoy this technique. Pay close attention. It's a little more advanced now. Turn your right hand to break his grip and control his wrist. Now with your left hand, you must get leverage by grabbing into the elbow joint, stepping back with your left foot, pushing down on his wrist, creating the throw and wrist lock. An excellent technique of Hapkido. Notice the finish, how he pushes down on the assailant's elbow, controlling that arm. Let's watch it again. Let's watch the breakaway. Reverse your right hand to break his grip. Now grab him, controlling his wrist. With your left hand, grab the elbow. With your right, create the wrist lock, step around, turning his arm. Now he must go with the technique or his arm will break. So he will get thrown or go down. Watch again in slow motion. Reversed, grab, control the arm. Momentum brings you around. He goes with the technique or he pays. Again, controlling him on the ground. The technique must be executed with great speed to create a proper throw.
Well, this time I'm going to go round behind him to take him down. From here, grab his elbow, step in, and raise his arm, go round, and take him down.
Follow along with Grandmaster Han. The attacker grabs, Master Han grabs the wrist back. With his left hand, he controls the assailant's elbow, applying pressure and leverage as he goes underneath to create the takedown and control of the opponent on the ground, keeping his weight on the attacker's elbow. Watch it again. It's a little more advanced technique. It requires a lot of viewing and training. Notice how he broke the grip, controlling the opponent. He steps around with his right foot, going underneath, bringing the opponent's arm down as he takes him to the ground, controlling his hold. Let's look at it from the overhead view. He reverses the grip, grabbing the assailant's wrist. His left arm holds the elbow. Now this is the technique here. You have to watch very carefully as he spins around underneath, maintaining good balance and leverage, controlling him to the ground. At that point, the opponent is helpless. Put weight on the elbow as you hold him to the ground.
Well, this time, two hands against. And pull this out, and push my elbow into him, and then strike back to his chest.
Now he breaks the assailant's strong two-hand grip by turning his right hand up against the thumbs. As he does, he keeps the momentum going, brings his elbow down into the chest, stepping forward with his rear leg. Watch again. As the grab comes, stepping forward to create leverage, breaking away, turning the right hand up against the thumbs. and immediately following with a hard elbow to the chest, taking your opponent to the ground. This can be also executed to the jaw. Watch carefully. Come straight up with a sharp turn of your right arm or left arm, whatever arm he's grabbing. Come back, and with the point of the elbow, drive down into your assailant. But step forward as you do it to create more power. Step and break the grip at the same time, and then drive the elbow down.
This time, against strong person, I grab my own fist and pull back out and then strike back.
Now, because the person has a very strong grip, you need added support to pull out from the grip. So you use your other hand to pull your fist up, step forward as in the other technique, and with the support of your left hand, drive the elbow down. So you're adding the strength of your other hand on this technique. Again, his grip may be so powerful that you cannot break it by just turning your arm up without added help of your other hand. So if someone has a strong grip, grab your fist, drive up against the thumbs, counter with the elbow as you step forward. Let's watch it from the overhead shot. Grandmaster Han grabs his fist and sharply pulls up, breaking the hold. Countering so the assailant does not continue his attack. Watch it quickly now. Very, very powerful, effective Hapkido technique. You can see the power in slow motion.
Well, this time, two hand against two hand. I use as a leverage this, pushing back to forward.
The technique here is to turn the wrist upward to break the hold immediately. As you go against the thumbs, breaking the grip, step forward, and the momentum will drive your opponent to the ground. This will give you time to run away and escape, or to take your guard. Watch carefully. Break by turning the hands up. Step forward, pushing as you step forward, sending him to the ground. Follow along with Grandmaster Han, turning the hands up, keeping them open, but step forward and push as you do the technique. This technique will confuse your opponent and send him to the mat, wondering what happened.
But this time, also two hand against two hand. Grab from underneath and corkscrew into him.
Now watch carefully. As both wrists are grabbed, you're breaking by turning your palms up and away against the thumbs. Once you are free, grab his left hand with both of your hands, applying the wrist hold and throw. Let's watch it again. You must break the force, turning the right palm up. Your left hand comes underneath, turns his hand into the wrist lock. Pivot your stance for the throw. This technique generates tremendous pain into the assailant's wrist. As you break away, wrist lock, turning, taking him to the ground. Now, with speed, creates the throw.
Well, this time, someone grab you, bring my thumb outward, and grab from this position and pull him down, and then kick his face with the knee.
This is a very simple technique that anyone could execute to escape an attack. As your wrists are grabbed, turn your palms up to break against the thumbs, release your hands, reverse, grab his wrist, bring him forward, and drive your knee into the jaw. This technique brings him off balance and directly in to your knee kick. Break the grip, reverse it, spread his arms open, which brings him down, forward, and into the kick. Very destructive, effective technique, but yet very simple. Your assailant is totally off balance and vulnerable to your counterattack. This technique will conclude the purple belt requirements of the International Hapkido Federation.
I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and remember, in order to perfect each technique, you must practice every day. Hapkido techniques are extremely lethal, so you must exercise extreme caution and control when training with your partner. And always remember, your Hapkido skills are never to be misused and are only to be applied in a self-defense situation when there is absolutely no other means of escape. I wish you great success in your training and look forward to seeing you on the next tape. Thank you.